What's up, everybody? Here is match 2 of grappling industries in the Dells recently against a friend of ours, Ben Walls, and Absolute Nogi. So let's get into it. Alright, good, nice strong handshake. Right away, going for the double. And I ended up with a single and put him down on his butt. Got my 2 points there. Very good. Again, he's trying to get this butterfly in here, and I'm trying to keep his heels to his butt and try to keep my elbows to my knees here. That keeps it hard for him to extend. He does have a little bit of a grip on my head, but he's on the wrong side, and I'm trying to stay heavy. And he tried to get transition from the guillotine to the triangle, and I'm doing as best I can to keep his foot underneath me. I really like pummeling my hand to grab the ankle, but now I'm working like an over-under style pass. And here, he's really trying to elevate me, so he's trying to grab my knee with a scoop and bump me up so he can get this leg around to attack my legs. And I put all my weight there so he can't pull me up. And I'm working on pummeling my arms in on his hips so I can get to like some north-south style pressure. And we end up switching legs, so he pulled that one out, and I end up sitting on this one so that he can't pull me into where he wants to go. So now here, he actually does transition into a nice little triangle setup. But you can see both my hands are still on the inside, so I'm controlling this knee. I'm heavy here so he can't cut his angle. And this arm is still providing some space, so he's not actually on my neck. And he's really trying to lock this up and pull me into this triangle. But I'm keeping posture on my neck. I do remember this. I mean, it was good pressure. You know, he's got a good lock here. So I'm really trying to keep this knee tight so he can't cut the angle that he wants to get. And from here, I'm just staying heavy. My hands are connected so that he can't split my arms, start pulling on my elbows. He's trying to pull his foot in to get a better bite on my neck, but I'm trying to get as heavy as I can on this leg so I can either bring my arm through or I can pull myself out. And from here, I'm starting to feel that his legs are getting tired, and I'm staying heavy and heavy and heavy, and I'm starting to bring myself out backwards through this triangle. And at this point here, I feel it slip, and right away, I pop right out and go for this pass. So let's see that again. Boom. Right here, my head starts to come out of the triangle, and then my head comes right around, and my arms release, and I go to hug this, like I'm gonna come right around, but he does a good job at trying to bring this knee back in. So I'm trying to isolate the leg here, walk around his knee, and go right into some north-south pressure on the hips. Pummel both of my arms in here and put him flat here. And then we end up in this side control, and the ref resets us in the middle. So I know with Ben and some of the open guard people, they like going for buggy chokes. And I decided I don't want to try even a buggy choke. Or, I mean, I know how to defend them, but if you don't have to get stuck in a submission, why put yourself in one if you know it's coming? So I opted to stay in side control where I don't get a crossface, and I'm doing this reverse scarf to try to step up into mount. And I step my leg over, but he does a good job at shrimping his hip out, but I got his knees together with my hips, and I'm still putting pressure on his knees together, and I'm working on a crossface to start flattening him out so I can walk around his guard here. Now he's close in here, so I start threatening a Darce type of attack, and he's trying to scoop my leg and elevate me again to go for leg locks. But I'm trying to keep him compressed and threaten that a little bit, threaten the Darce so that he moves on to something else. But he does have an overhook on my ankle here, and he's doing everything he can to elevate me and sit into an ankle lock type scenario here. For me, I'm trying to play with his head, play with his arms, and make him think about switching his grips to something else. I try to go for a little Americana there, but he's not having it. So here is probably the biggest threat of the whole match from him. Is he does have a little ankle lock here. His bottom side leg, though, is behind my legs, so I'm not too worried about the bite that he has with the one leg, and I still have a lot of mobility here. And then from here, you can see I switched my hips. Oh, that was a bit far. Oh, jeez. Okay, so from here, you see his leg is behind me. So what I'm going to do is switch my hips on the outside of his legs. He opts to grab for my leg again to try to get underneath me, but I use my post and I drive directly into him, past his legs, and then I put myself directly into mount so that he can't attack my legs anymore, ideally. So I know that he has pretty flexible legs, and I don't want him to bring his feet up into my armpits, so I'm trying to stay low and flat, and I'm trying to transition right into this S mount here. So from here, I have the grip through the arm, and I'm trying to figure out how I can unpeel his arm here because he's got it tight under his elbow, at the same time keeping this pressure here so he doesn't just buck me off out of S mount. So right now I'm playing with the arms, trying to keep my mount tight and trying to get his wrist out from under his arm while not getting bumped over while he's constantly bridging or bumping me with his knee shields. And from here, my angle's off, so I'm not on the side anymore. I'm still kind of square on with him. So I am starting to really try to isolate this arm. I don't have the angle for an armbar right now, though, but I am real heavy on his shoulders. So I start to push the elbow down, start to grab the wrist, and from here, I'm trying to go for a little Americana. I don't have the right angle, and his wrist is bent, so I'm trying to put some pressure in his elbow to go for a wrist lock, but he does have both hands in here, so I don't quite have it, and then he pops out. He pops his arms out of this scenario. And I do the same thing as I did earlier, as when his elbows come back, I keep turning towards him. All right, my knee is going to go around and stop his hip from following me, and I go right into a north-south type of scenario here. So I'm trying to still isolate the arms and stay away from the hips. And from here, I'm starting to control the hips and again do this reverse scarf type of passing. And I'm trying to just stay heavy because I don't want his legs to, catch something as he's coming around here. But then I give him a little bit of space and elevate, and he's able to try to work for that scoop grip again. So here I am. I'm trying to control this bottom leg because if he can isolate it with both legs, I have an issue. So I'm sitting on it. Here, there's a little cheeky toe hold, but he was doing a good job at bumping me, so I didn't want to go for that. And then again, his leg comes out, and I go in for this north-south style passing. Really like head on the hips as my arms either pummel underneath the armpits or push the hips back flat. But my head is always a post that's keeping him elongated and flat so he can't invert and start using his legs to come up for triangles or anything like that. And then from here, I tried to step over to mount probably a little bit too quickly, and he got a little bit of a frame in here. This guy's putting on pants. Cool. So from here, he's got that little frame, and you can see he's not close to my knee line at all, and he's just pulling on my ankle at this point. So I can turn a little bit, pull my leg out as I step up, and I thought about going for my own leg lock a little bit. I got a little overwrap here, but there was only a few seconds left, so I decided to just pressure in, maybe grab a grip, and then time ran out. And that is the end of this match here with Ben Walls. Respect, tough guy. Yeah, had a fun match with him. I won that match by points. I don't remember the score, but yeah, that was all good. Thanks for watching.